phone sideways. Turn your phone
Turn
sideways.
your phone so you can
Turn
see
your phone
us.
sideways. Turn your phone sideways. Turn your phone sideways.
On Instagram, turn your phone.
Oh yeah.
On Facebook and
On
YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube.
You're good.
You don't need to turn your phone. Wait, let's turn off this light of ultimate blinding.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn on death to this light, and then I shall bring on this light.
Hi everybody. Hello from Sacramento. Where else are you in the world? Where are you in the world? We're coming at you from New York City. We got this is funny though. Hi everybody. It's funny on its sideways on the phone because now I'm turning my head like this to read all the comments. Challenging today, typing sideways. Challenging for us today, typing sideways. Yes. Yep. But that's the way it was gonna fit.
No, this is the new move. Watch. You read like this. Now you read like this. See?
What do you mean?
Look, love your earrings. Hi. Don't need to turn your head.
I can't read anything.
Portland. Yeah. Look. Yeah. No problem. No problem. Reading sideways.
You're good at it, but you're also closer to the bottom of the screen.
Excuses.
We got Colorado in the house.
In Colorado, I can't see this.
Oh, okay. See, now I can see it.
No.
Chicago.
That nothing. This here. Yes. Hello, friends. Okay, we have a Fan Friday song. Let's kick it off.
Let's kick it off with the Fan Friday.
If you know the song, sing it with us. We have mics?
Yep.
This is very quiet.
Turn it up.
How do I jack up the volume?
Side. Yeah.
We need more volume. We need more sounds.
Yeah.
How do I jack it up more?
That's it. Or on the actual speaker.
Yes, I'm talking about this baby volume.
Hey.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Ready?
Ready.
5, 6, 7, 8. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Let's have some fun now. What do you say? 'Cause it's nothing more fun than fun with the fans on Friday. It's Friday.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, Pat. Hi. Hey, and I like when you all sing with your Fridays in the comments.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in today on this fabulous Friday. Oh, I should do more alliteration. This fabulous Fan
Give
Friday.
a wish. Make a wish. 1, 2, 3. You made it.
This fantabulous Fan Friday. This fantastical Fan Friday. You got a good one? No. No, you're done. Okay. Well, I wanted to share something really cool.
Oh, yeah. What have we been doing this week?
We've been doing so many fun things this week. For instance, I've been doing a lot of cooking.
Oh, yeah.
I got a new Instapot.
Is that a crock pot?
No.
What is the difference between a crock pot and what is a crock pot? What is an Instapot? How are these not the same thing?
Have you heard? I'm really late to the game on the Instapot.
I don't know what it is. We have it in the house.
I'm very late.
I'm looking at it and I don't know what it is.
So an Instapot, short for Instant Pot,
is a crock pot with a time travel device. And teleport to the finished meal from the future, and to the future it sends an unfinished meal. So right now you have a finished meal, but then when you arrive in the future, you see an unfinished meal.
No, it's totally finished when you get to the future. But you're kind of right. It makes the finished meal come sooner. Today.
Wait, how does it work?
Oh, okay. So one of the things that the Instant Pot does is it's a pressure cooker. So it's not exaggerating. Because it's not instant?
Is it instant?
It's almost instant.
How close to instant?
Like 3 minutes sometimes. That's really close to instant.
If somebody said, we have impact, when? Instantly, you'd go, and then if you had, it's coming, and they said, in 3 minutes, you'd say, that's not instant.
Okay, well, the slow cooker is amazing if you put it on in the morning and then go to work and come back 5 hours later.
Is a crock pot a slow cooker?
Yes.
So crock pot is a slow cooker. The Instant Pot is a fast
pressure cooker.
It's a fast cooker.
Because it pressurizes the inside.
How does the crock pot do it? It crocks it.
The crock pot cracks it. It warms.
There's a crocodile in it. And the crocodile chases the food around, and when it gets tired, it heats up and it cooks itself.
How'd you know?
That's how it works. Okay, so the crock pot.
Yeah, the crock pot
has a tiny crocodile.
Yeah, and the Instant Pot has.
I don't know.
What's a instant?
How does it work?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna make a joke.
No, it's a rabbit out of it. The Instant Pot is like just having like a magician from the 30s hat in your thing, and you put it in, and then you're like, whoop, rabbit.
The Instant Pot pressurizes your food like this.
How does it pressurize it?
It seals everything and then heats it up on the inside. So then it kind of like breaks down the barriers that keep the food from absorbing heat.
I don't like that.
I'm making this up.
I don't like
I
it.
think that's what it does.
I don't like it.
I will say
Ask me why.
that why do you hate it?
It's too much pressure.
I will say that this week we have made 3 different things.
Why does the pressure cook it faster? Why doesn't the pressure turn it into like a food diamond?
I don't know. Well, because normally when you pressurize things and they turn into diamonds. Yeah, I think when you pressurize something and it turns into a diamond, there's like a escape route, and for the steam or for the stuff that is pressurized out of it. But in the Instant Pot, it's contained, so it can't go anywhere.
If we put coal in it, would it turn it into a diamond?
Maybe.
Like alchemy?
Maybe.
Okay, so we
made 3 things this week.
We've been making things.
A pressure cooker, a TARDIS cooker.
A TARDIS cooker.
A TARDIS cooker. We made, I made a lentil soup. What else was in it? It was so good.
Oh, we made a, hang on.
It was a lentil garlic soup. I made a carrot ginger soup.
That's why I understand. It turns your food into a lump of coal.
And then today, I made artichokes. Da 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 da.
What is an artichoke? Like what is this is an alien.
It's like a flower that went wrong. And you said it was like a lot of work for not a lot of food.
It's a lot of work for not a lot of food. It's like you're like,
I mean, that looks like a lot of food, but then when you actually figure out what you can eat off of it, it's not a lot of food.
So we've just started, and so I already thought we're gonna find out if they're good. We're gonna try them live on Fan Friday and see if this is super awkward. Let's do it. How do I eat an artichoke?
So you're gonna take off one of these little leaves like this. So you peel off a leaf.
A leaf?
Well, these are little petals. Okay. So peel off a petal. And I put garlic in there, so you might get one. Okay. Then you're gonna either eat it like that
what do I eat?
You turn it upside down, which means it's like a dome on the top. Okay.
What's in yours? Do you have a different one than me?
No, same thing.
What do we eat? This is just a leaf.
I know. You don't eat the whole thing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna use your bottom teeth to scrape off the inside of the leaf like this. And pull out, and then that part that came off on your teeth, you get to swallow it.
That's the entire amount of food you get?
Per leaf.
This is so much work per. That's how you measure an artichoke is per leaf. Okay.
And you could dip it in this little dipping sauce I made here if you want. Mmm. They're pretty good. They're. You don't think it's good?
No, I think, okay, so they're really good. It's just so much work. She's like, I went and got the artichokes.
I pressure cooked them for 10 minutes.
She pressure cooked them.
I stuffed them with
She stuffed them
garlic.
with garlic. She has
a
dip. Look at this dip she has. Like, look at this.
It's not.
This dip she's made. There's seasoning in it and stuff.
I put and then I kind of curve this.
Okay.
You curve the curved part.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of these big leaves. I'm gonna see if I get more.
Get a little bit of the sauce on it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you got a garlic.
Mhm.
Good.
Okay.
You get a little bit of sauce on it, and then the part that's like the inside of the chip goes upside down, and then you use your teeth, to scoop it up.
Mm. I want to.
Now how you eat an artichoke.
This is why there's artichoke dip. It's that somebody else has done all the scraping for you.
Oh, I don't know how they make artichoke dip because you're not.
Scrape it.
Yeah.
They scrape it.
Yes, Kelly says, don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. Steffi says, is that how you're supposed to eat them? It seems like more work, but worth it. Okay, maybe there's another way to eat them, but I don't know about.
What? Wait.
The meat is in the leaves. Yeah, that's what we're learning. The meat is in the leaves. So how do they actually make artichoke dip? Because this one has a garlic. You want it? It's going to be good.
No, it's for you.
Okay.
Somebody else scrapes
really
with their
good with
teeth,
the garlic
and
clove.
they put it in the thing. For you.
That would be really gross. Anyway, this is today's
entire Fan Friday. We're gonna eat this entire artichoke.
We were not planning to eat the artichoke the whole time. We're just gonna share the first bites with you.
Okay, that's it.
Did you get the garlic? Because that's a good part.
Yes.
Did it choke you? Pat, you're funny.
No. It didn't. Okay, those are yummy. We're gonna eat those later. It'll take us a few hours, but we're gonna get it done. Oh, I forgot to set the timer.
So that's something fun that we did this week, figuring out how to use the
first timer's gone off. You know what that means? It's a new tradition. When the timer goes off, it's time for
Jokes with Jacobs. Here we go.
Okay, we got a joke with Jacob. 3, 2, 1, go.
Which reindeer loves cleaning?
Comet.
Yeah, Comet.
Wait, I just said the name of a reindeer. I don't get the joke. Why?
Comet is the brand of a cleaning product. You don't remember that?
No, I just thought of it because it was in the Santa Claus and I couldn't think of another one.
Yeah, you got it right. Good job.
Okay, next.
So next thing we're going to talk about is something that I've been going through this week that we can share.
What you going through?
Well, maybe y'all sometimes feel like this too. So that's why I'm going to talk about it. But this week in particular, I've been feeling a lot of FOMO. So I'm seeing people like on my Instagram and stuff who
are like Quinn.
Why? Because Quinn always has FOMO?
Yeah.
Because he's like, where are you going? I want to come. I want to come. I want to come.
To go.
True. That's true. Yeah. So this week in particular, I guess I've just been feeling like my mind is making up stories because I'm seeing people doing fun things that I didn't know were happening and that I wasn't invited to. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, wait, what does that mean? My brain says, what does that mean? And then I make up these stories like, well, maybe this is my fault because I haven't been really good at staying in touch with people who are creating events or doing things that then they might think of me because if I stayed in touch better, they would think of me. Or maybe, and then the stories and the spirals continue. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, maybe people don't like to work with me or do stuff with me, and that's why they don't call me because.
Yeah, because they hate you because you're awful.
Because not that they hate me, but that I'm like, maybe they don't enjoy hanging out with me and they want to choose to hang out with other people. Mm-hmm. So I've been having in my mind just like FOMO that then turns into stories that then turns into, is this my fault? And it makes me feel my stories that I say to myself are making me feel really like kind of bummed out and sad, and I know that they're not true. Like, don't know that they're not true. I think that's the problem, because when you make up these stories, you don't know that they're not true.
Well, you don't make them up.
Where do they come from?
Subconscious.
So why is your subconscious make them up?
Because our subconscious is a survival pattern finding machine, and people think that their brains are objective reality seeing machines. They think that their brains are objective truth narrative intelligence machines, and people might be very intelligent, but the mechanism of their brains, of our brains, is not to try and make you see reality objectively. It's that our brains are authors.
Our brains are authors?
Yeah, they write stories that they collect out of. They're like authors who are really, really good at. Whose line is it anyway? Like
I love that show.
Yeah, but it's like, think about like if random words were thrown out, and then somebody was really, really good, and they told a whole story about it.
Like we did the other night with that book. Make a story out of this words.
Right. But then imagine if you thought, oh yeah, and that story is definitely real. And you're like, nope, it's just a collection of random words that were thrown together. Except our brains are very, very good. Really, really,
that show is funny.
They have really, really good narratives that they write. And our brains have those narrative patterns that they create to try and keep you alive. And also, like, the reason people have FOMO is because, like, once upon a time, what happened if, like, the village left without you?
I know this.
The village leaves without you, you die.
So FOMO is like a leftover thing in your subconscious from when you were back living, on the land in tribes, and you thought that if you weren't included, that you are going to literally die.
You're going to literally die. Yeah, you're going to literally die. If you have oh my gosh, what if the people don't like me? What's going to happen? They're going to leave me behind. I'm going to die. They've went off without me. They've left. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And so the brain is very, very good at that. But the problem is that because our brains are also like yes and machines.
Definitely. Yeah.
And they tend to have a negative bias, because it's like, how many people have been in a relationship? How many people have been in a relationship and after it's over, you're like, they were the worst. And when people talk about their exes, they're like, oh, those people.
We're both turning our heads like this to read the comments on the Instagram because we turned our phone sideways and I can't read it.
Boom. People say, don't let them get you down. You feel you're awesome.
Well, nobody's trying to get me down. I'm getting myself down.
But it's not you getting yourself down. You're taking so much ownership over it.
Right, because extreme ownership.
No. That's not what that is.
Okay.
Extreme ownership is more like if you're like, oh yeah, my brain does this thing, so I'm going to take ownership over not letting our brain's pattern.
So one of the things that helps me,
my life,
like what was her name?
Because it's not real.
Byron Katie.
Who's Byron Katie?
An amazing self-help author speaker, and she wrote this book called "I Need Your Love." Is that true? And this book changed my life. And one of the things that she helps people go through how to question the stories that we tell ourselves.
What's the process?
Then you say, okay, my mind is saying that people don't, call me because they don't want to work with me. This is, so first you label the thing that is the story.
My mind is saying.
Right? And then you say, that's question.
And my mind is saying is different than I think.
So there's 4 questions. The first one is, what is the story that your mind is making up?
But you see what I mean? I mean, just for people, right?
Yeah.
Because my mind means you're saying, oh, my mind is doing this thing in my head, but not saying I am thinking this thing. Because as soon as you say I am thinking, you take a level of ownership. Well, you take a level of ownership over it, and as soon as you take a level of ownership over it, your mind starts working to defend it.
Oh, and you get mad at yourself. Okay. So what is the story that your mind is telling you? Question number 1. Question number 2, is that story true? Yes or no?
In this case?
In this case, no. But somebody might say yes. So then the third question is are you absolutely sure that it's true?
Are you sure
Are
it's
you
true?
absolutely sure that it's true? And usually you get to, I don't know, maybe not. And then the fourth question is,
Was it helpful?
can you find evidence for the opposite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and that's very helpful, because like if the story I'm telling
Process.
myself is that, people don't want to work with me, then I to go through the 4 questions, and the last question is, can you find evidence that the opposite is true? Then I can. Usually I'm like, oh yeah, people do like to work with me because this person likes to work with me, and I know that they do because they asked me back to work on this. And sometimes the can you find evidence for the opposite is not a simple like sometimes the opposite is very elusive, right? So sometimes if the story is like my partner's not listening to me, then you go through the 4 questions, and the answer to the 4th question might not be my partner is listening to me and finding truth for that. The turnaround could be I'm not listening to my partner. And then you find evidence for how that might be true. And then you realize that this world and this story that you've created is actually a reflection of what you're doing to somebody else.
But that's everything, right? It's like the Matrix. It's the Matrix, right? Like people think when they see the Matrix that they're like, the Matrix and society controlled and determined by all the things. But really, it's like the Matrix. We do live in the Matrix. There's a shared matrix, but we all have our own individual matrix, and we each live in a matrix that our own minds are designing. Based on a mixture of our subconscious directions and ancient survival stuff, right? But that's what that is. Your brain just finds evidence for whatever. If you live
this is true. Your brain will find evidence for everything. For whatever you want it to find evidence for.
Yeah, subconsciously. It's why, if you ever start wanting a baby, you start seeing babies everywhere. If you want ice cream, you start seeing ice cream shops. If somewhere in the pit of your soul on a drive, you're like, I really miss frozen Coke. I really miss burgers. You start noticing the Burger King signs.
Or every time you drive down on a road trip, and every time I want Panera, and I'm always looking for Panera.
It appears. But then what happens?
Oh, Steph, you have to see the Matrix.
What happens then when you see it? Then people think it's a sign.
Yeah.
It's a sign. It's like, nah, you just started looking at it. You started looking at it.
Confirmation bias?
Confirmation bias is really
yeah.
Confirmation bias is like the secondary thing to that, right? So the brain starts to look for patterns for whatever it is that it thinks you're looking for, and then whatever you see, our brain has this confirmation bias where it assumes that anything that goes along with what we already suspect is probably what's true, right? So if you already suspect something and you get 2 pieces of information, one that agrees with what you already suspect and another one that is the opposite, our brains are designed to be more likely to think of the one that goes with what we already suspect as being as feeling more true.
Yeah.
That's confirmation bias. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like there's all these different things that spiral together. But I find it helpful to remember that it's not all that. It's like, you know why they didn't call you?
Why?
They didn't think about it.
Right. It's because of that. Who said that quote about
Christopher Walken?
Is that what he said? He's like, people would be surprised at how little people think about you.
People that spend too much time stressing about what their legacy is and what everyone else thinks about them might take some comfort in understanding how little they do think about you. And that's not that they think you suck. It's just that you're like, but what do they think about if they're not thinking about me? And it's like the Jerry Seinfeld answer. It's like,
nothing.
You know what I mean?
I love Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're not doing anything. You know, you're like, well, what are they doing that they didn't call me? And you're like, right now, sitting on the couch,
watching Netflix.
doom scrolling on their phone. They're they're like eating Cheetos. They're taking naps.
And I'm sure that some of the things that came to me, like, oh, it's my fault that I wasn't called for this project because I'm not too good at staying in touch with people. I'm sure that those things might actually affect change and help me stay in better touch with people. So maybe those could be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also want to make sure that I'm not going towards that because of shame, right? Because I'm like, well, I'm, I need to fix this thing about me.
That's hard. Yeah, that's true. I mean, shame is complex, right? If you feel shame about nonsense based on other people's opinions, then that sucks. But if you feel you're like this, and I went ding 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 ding. If you feel ashamed because you're like a little bit like, man, I said that thing to my friend and I shouldn't have said that. I really spoke out of turn there. I feel bad about that. You know what I mean? If you feel that and you're like, man, I'm a little ashamed about that. In that case, it's not like, I feel no shame. It's like, yeah, well, you're being a jerk face, right? It makes sense to be like, I don't feel so good about that. Let me call them up and apologize, right? So, yeah. But this is part of the thing is like there's the nuance in all of these different, like systems that are created to be helpful if they're taken with perspective. Like our brains, like were created to make us feel shame. Why? Because if you go into a party and you're mean to everybody, and then you feel ashamed of it, right, with your behavior, then what happens the next time at the party? You probably act nicer to everybody.
Oh, like, yeah, true.
Societally, evolutionary. There's a reason for people being a little bit. This might not be a fun word, but it evolutionarily, it's probably true, conformist, right? Mm-hmm. People like trying to not be mean to other people and being mindful about how other folks are feeling, Yeah. But obviously if you go too far with that, then you can like lose sense of your personality and stuff. So it's like, it just depends on people. It's hard when there's judgment values placed on everything about like, this is definitely true or it's definitely false. Is this all of me or is this none of me?
Oh,
is this always self or is this not? And it's kind of like sometimes.
Yeah, that doesn't really. It's usually not fully 100% one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like if you
Thank you, Katie, for your comments, and Stephanie too. We love having you guys here for our Fan Fridays.
Yeah, the we too. Yeah, I think it's taking the observer mind thing, taking that quality. At least I think, right? Mm-hmm. Having that observer quality of saying like, my mind is thinking of this. Is this actually true? Like myself, I have my brain's MO is like a deep ancient belief that everybody hates me. Oh. Right? That everybody hates me, right? So whenever constantly, if I like text somebody and they haven't written me back, right, my mind goes to automatic. But I understand that this is in me. I don't actually think everybody hates. I like that there's like the brain, there's the mind, and there's like our consciousness, right? There's like our consciousness, which is us, right? Our living thing. Oh. When we pass away, the body is still there. The physical structure of the brain is there, but the consciousness is no longer there, right? Mm-hmm. So there's the consciousness, there's the brain, the physical structure, and then there's the mind, which is kind of like the default structure, right? And I understand that like the brain and the mind have default pathways that they go to. My brain and mind's default pathways are, everybody hates me. So for a lot of my life, I'm trying to find evidence for that, right?
Right.
But if I try and say, when do I have evidence of this? I'm like, because one time when I was walking through a cafeteria in the second grade, I felt uncomfortable about whether or not people wanted me to sit with them, so I sat with nobody.
And then you carried that for your whole life.
Yeah, and then I carried that for the next 30 years, right?
Stupid.
But it's like, you know what they were probably thinking when I was walking past, thinking that they think, that they hate me and they don't want me to sit there? You know what they were probably thinking?
What?
Nothing. Like,
Nothing.
Nothing.
They were not even thinking about you.
Nothing. They were probably thinking nothing.
Yeah.
But if I look out, I know that if I in life mainly see evidence that people love me and that I have lots of friends, that people are very kind to me, and that I have warm, loving relationships with basically everyone I know. I know consciously that that's true, but always I have this old survival brain that is always trying to tell a story about like, that isn't true. That isn't true. They hate me.
Yeah.
They hate me.
Yes.
And it's all a lie. But it's
hey girl.
Yeah, we create stories that aren't true.
Totally.
But it's not.
Yeah.
But it's not real. Look what Kelly said. My thought default is always to go to the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is the interesting thing, right? Between what Kelly said and what Anika said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how I say your name?
Annika.
Yeah. Annika. That's a beautiful name. And what Annika said was like we create stories that aren't true. Is it like, do we create them? Or do our brains create them because they're pattern finding machines? Then we identify with them, we take ownership over them, and then we embellish them because we own them and we bring them into our worldview and our personality, right?
Yeah.
So there's like the first thing isn't even from us, but we see it.
We embellish it.
We identify it with it. We identify with it, right?
Oh, Pat says, my default is no one wants me.
Anika.
I
was right.
Yeah, you're right. I was wrong. I have a student right now named Annika, so it's in my brain.
I said it right, Anika. Haha. This is a beautiful name. So but like what Anika said, right? Our brains create stories based from random information to try and make it easy to survive.
Yeah.
And then we identify with it. And we start to embellish it, and we forget that the original thought wasn't even truly our actual thought from our consciousness and our intelligence and our observance.
I think my default is like, people don't think I'm in. I have a deep fear that I'm not interesting.
You have a deep fear you're not interesting.
Yeah, so I always I get really insecure talking to strangers because I think, well, what am I going to talk about that they're interested in? Because I'm not interesting.
Not interesting.
Even though I know it's not true. I've done so many cool things that I'm proud of and that are exciting to me. But
you feel like most, and then other people are like, oh, they're naturally interesting. I'm not naturally interesting.
Yeah, but maybe it has to do more with charisma. Mm-hmm. I gotta pick up Quinn, and then we gotta tell a joke. Oh, Quinn's whining to be picked up right now.
Yes, look, like Pat says. Let's see. Let's check it out, right? Boom, Steph. Steph said, I've suffered FOMO for a long time, but I have other friends like you, and it makes me feel so much better, right? Mm-hmm. Kelly said, doesn't change. The default go-to, my brain's default is negative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And like Anika said at the top, we create stories that aren't true. Look what Pat says. Right?
Yeah.
Pat says, my default is no one wants me. Right?
Yep.
Nikki said, my default is I said something wrong and now they hate me. Right? But this is the thing, right? So when you look at this, why do we all have these same experiences, even when we're unique, interesting, sweet people? You know?
Because we have things that happened in our lives that we made stories about, that we believed were true and held on to them forever, for our whole lives. And then they grow and fester, and which is also why
because they're elaborated upon.
Yeah.
There's like the initial thing is like a
seed.
Yeah, like planted, right? It's like a weed, right? Look at this. Jester says, my default is they don't find me interesting or fun anymore. See, everybody keep sharing all of the true thing, right?
Yeah.
When it's like this default seed, right? That becomes a weed and it grows and then it winds up becoming like it winds up being like becoming architecture, and then we live in it and think it's reality, but really, what is it? Boom.
Yes.
Anika is so true. Also, projection is always playing around. playing out. The mirror is always active.
Ooh, like
so true.
Black Mirror.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
Totally.
That's so true. Yeah, like always playing out. People projecting their own their experiences, old things. I mean, they've done so many studies where they're like, if somebody dated somebody and that person used to wear a blue hat,
oh yeah,
and now you have a bad experience with them, and then you see them, you meet a new person and they're wearing a blue hat, you're like, asshole. Right? If your brain, even though it doesn't make any sense, but there's this thing like people, because our brains don't like the idea that things are changing. Our brains don't like the idea that not everybody is the same. Our brains,
and it's also just not really,
or that people can change over time.
And it's not natural for us to question the beliefs that we pick up along the way.
Oh, it's not natural. It's not natural.
That's why the 4 questions are very helpful for me.
Yeah.
Jokes with Jacobs.
No, wait. We're in the middle of this thing. We should do that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'll sing the song.
You sing the song to cue me.
Yeah, I'll sing the song. Boom. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Exactly, Sarah. Oh, J.R. Ripton. Let's get it. My default is I have nothing to offer anybody, and I'm not about anything.
Well, about anything.
I'm not about anything, right? Mm-hmm. Boom. BG Crunch time. We're always our own worst critics. Boom. Nikki, I've had terrible friends in the past that have hurt me, so another default of mine is they'll probably leave me soon. That's so true. That's so true. I always used to think that my that song "Finishing the Hat," right?
Yeah.
From Sunny in the Park with George was the story of my life, right?
Yeah.
I had so many beautiful romantic relationships that were long-term relationships that I was serious about. And then I found that eventually they left, and I put so much of my time into it. But so I started to find all that started to be brought into my identity of, oh well, eventually they leave. Eventually people leave if I'm in a romantic relationship. And then eventually I needed to start asking myself the question when I started having these long-term beliefs like people don't like me. People naturally don't like me. And if I get into a romantic relationship, they'll wind up leaving me once they understand me, right? The eventual question that I needed to ask myself is, how is maintaining this belief that there may or may not be evidence for that makes me feel bad, how might I actually be protecting this belief because it serves me?
How did it serve you?
I can empathize with that one, Nicole. I'm sorry that you have that default too. How did it serve me? That's easy, right? If you feel like nobody, like everybody in a romantic relationship you get into is going to leave, and if you feel like everybody,
so it was protecting you.
It's protective, right?
Yeah,
it's protective. If that feels
so that you're not taken off guard if it happens.
No, it just helps you not get into, or help me not get into relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, like which is of course what our brain wants. Our brain wants us to be nervous and scared. Our brain just wants you to stay alive. It thinks that there's lions trying to kill us, right? So our brains think that everything's trying to kill us. And what happens if you don't take risks, right? Nothing. You stay safe. You
stay alive.
Your brain doesn't want you to be happy. It wants you to not take risks.
Yeah.
And my brain succeeded with me for many years. For me, I had to be like, oh yeah, everybody hates me, so I shouldn't go hang out with people. Everybody hates me, so I shouldn't try and make friends with this person I like. Everybody hates me, so I shouldn't try and do this. I shouldn't try and do that, right? And what is the way that protects me is that in fact, that felt like oh yeah, well I don't care about that, and then eventually I realized I was like, oh, that's a way for me to get certainty. Because people have this need. We all have this need for certainty, and life has so much uncertainty. Life has so much uncertainty with what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen down the road. So our brains try and create structures of certainty in order for us to say, now I get it, and I'm going to project it to all things moving forward. Right? I'm going to project it to all things moving forward. So I wouldn't be taking risks. I wouldn't be trying to get into, getting close to people.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I would not risk being hurt or putting myself out there.
Like Kelly said.
Look,
I'm not going to get into a relationship in the first place.
Exactly. Look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Kelly said, protecting my heart from the pain because I think everyone is going to leave me. So I'm not going to get into the relationship in the first place. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait.
And Douglas, if you're not taking risks, you might be breathing, but are you living?
But are you living? Exactly. Wait a minute. Look over here. Sarah Sark said, I'm adopted, so I have this default of they will find someone better or they deserve better. Mm-hmm. Let's look at Anika. My deepest fear is that people think I'm an imposter syndrome. But the truth is, I'm really a great chameleon. Currently, I'm on a journey to my utmost authentic expression of my soul. It's been wild. Love this conversation, you two. That's so great. I would love to hear more about that. I'm so happy for you that you're doing it. And that's our...
That's great. And that's the same thing that you decided at Disney World last year, right?
What?
Just to be the most authentic version of you and not apologize for being yourself.
Yes.
For a year, that you gave yourself a challenge.
Yes. And Anika, I gave myself a challenge a year ago, and about a year and a half ago, right? Yeah. And it completely changed my life because I felt like I had so much time where I was like, oh yeah, people don't love me. And I know that mine comes from kind of like so we all have the same thing, because if we're all unique people. But why are we all saying the same thing? Why are we all saying the same thing when we've had different life experiences? We've come from different families, different places. Our cultural experience is different. Our life experience, our passions are different. Our friends are like everything is different. But we all have these same things we say. Why? Ancient brain, modern world, baby. Yeah. I keep saying I feel like we have to write a book called Ancient Brain, Modern World, right? We all have the same ancient survival brain. Like all dogs have their own personalities, but they all wag their tails when they're happy. You know?
Yeah, and like humans are the same. We all have very common fears.
We have these common fears that are because, you know, we're not these big strong animals. We need to be with groups to be safe. And so we have this huge, horrible fear of you know, people. Oh, I need to, you know, what do they think? What do they think? I know about myself, it's about being on the autism spectrum, which I am. But you know, if you think about like what the corollary of that is, I can never tell what people are thinking by looking at their faces.
Right.
Right. So for me, I know that for me growing up, I could never tell what people are thinking. And the brain is always thinking, if I can't tell, find the pessimistic outcome. We have this negativity bias, right? So for me, being on the autism spectrum, I know that growing up, which I wasn't, you know, diagnosed with, because I figured it out and I thought, oh, let me check this. I think that this is what this is. And then I got it checked and it was confirmed as an adult already. Yeah. But growing up, I was like, oh, I can't tell what people think. And that means they're looking at me like, it felt like everybody's looking at me like this.
Like they hate you and that they don't, that they're just like putting up with you or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then, because I always thought, I was like, oh yeah, unless people say, hey, you know that I really like you. I didn't know that people like me.
I mean, I actually found as well that my closest friends, I realized this a few years ago.
Did you realize?
That my closest friends happened to be people who are very verbal with their appreciation of you and that they like you and that you make a positive impact in their life. And the more verbal somebody is with me, more comfortable I am with them, the closer I feel to them. Those are my closest friends. But
so you married me.
What?
So you married me.
So I married you. Yeah, because you're very verbal about those things too. And a lot of people are not. A lot of people don't mention it, or they assume the person already knows.
Oh no, people are nervous about putting themselves out there emotionally, right?
Nervous to say it. Yeah.
Oh, Anika, what helped me was that I made a rule for myself. When I so a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, right? So it was when I turned 30. So I'm 31 right now. So it was when I turned 30. I was like, you know what? Third decade, let me make a rule for myself. What would happen if from right now until my next birthday, I made a deal with myself to not apologize for who I am, what I love, or just me, in any way, shape, or form to anybody, or via my actions, or via my vibe, or via my energy, or via self-shame, apologizing by telling myself, oh, just don't put yourself out there because they won't like you, or speaking negatively to myself, which is, of course, what? Apologizing to the world for not being enough before you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
That's what shame is, right? And I was like, what if I make a rule that I will not do this for 1 year? And I dedicated myself to that 1 year. And I had always wanted to, I had dreams of, my acting career and singing and conducting orchestras and self-defense and all the martial arts and the company and Sancta Via and teaching wellness to people. And so I made that thing. And what happened within that year? I got to teach a conference with 300 special forces guys. And I got to go lead that conference and teach all of them that. I conducted 13 orchestras around the world, right? I wound up playing more roles in that upcoming year than I had at any point, including singing with all kinds of world premieres, and Sancta Via got started. We wound up building the sanctuary, this beautiful headquarters and wellness strength temple that we have in Brooklyn.
I like it.
Yeah.
Wellness strength temple.
But all of these things happen, and I got married to Ari, and we got Quinn the Quinn boy.
Quinn the Quinn boy.
Quinn the Quinn boy. But all of these things happen. Why? What happened? I mean, the only change that I made, right? The only change that I made was this one thing about what happens if I stop apologizing. What happens if I stop apologizing? Which obviously that doesn't mean if I say something, if I make a mistake, obviously I'll apologize. But I'm not going to go in apologizing for being me.
And if you think that you need to, it just holds yourself back from attempting to move towards or ask for or create whatever you want to create.
Yeah. It was really powerful for me. I started crying when I realized it. When I realized, like, not even sad crying, like it's just like a release of realization. When I realized that if I needed to make that deal with myself, that meant that that meant as a whole that
you'd spent a long time doing it.
Well, apologizing for existing.
Yeah.
Right? When you spend all that time, what are we actually all doing? We're spending all of our time apologizing for existing on a certain level.
Yeah, for sure.
And when I realized that, I was like, I will not apologize for existing. I don't need to apologize for existing. I'm great. You
are great.
Yes.
Speaking of,
you should sing your song.
I would like to sing a song, but I might sing a different song now.
The song is so good.
Okay, but then what about this song?
No, you should sing, because it's the journey.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. So, but first a joke.
But first, jokes with Jacob.
Here we go. Oh, I lost my spot. It was right here. Sorry, folks. Okay. Can I say this one?
Which one?
No. How can Santa deliver presents during a thunderstorm?
How?
His sleigh is flown by rain, dear.
I'm gonna throw this one.
Uh-huh.
Why do mythical creatures need to take so many naps?
Why?
They're really dragging.
You know who made that one up?
Who?
Clinton.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay. Sing the song.
Here we go. I'm gonna sing a song that's about the journey, and I'm gonna sing it because this is now being turned into a movie. You said, yeah?
Yes.
Or a TV show. Sorry. What is it?
Yes, Tiana. Tiana is getting a TV show on Disney Plus.
Princess and the Frog.
And Nicanani Rose, who is a legend.
Yes, she is.
I think she's returning to be Tiana in the Tiana series. I can't wait to hear that golden voice.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. Great song. Here we go.
Okay, I got it. I got the sound.
Mama, I don't have time for dancing. That's just gonna have to wait a while. Ain't got time for messing around, and it's not my style. People, this whole town can slow you down.
No way, we're right at the beginning.
Sorry.
Wait, how do we turn? I want to turn this anyways.
No, I'm turning it.
There we go. This is gonna be better. Go, take me out of frame. Take me out of frame. Okay, we're gonna go again. We're right at the top.
Starting at the top. Okay.
We're right at the top. We're right at the top.
Here we go again.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. It's a journey.
It's a journey, baby.
We're talking about the journey.
Let's go. We love you all.
Mama, I don't have time for dancing. That's just gonna have to wait a while.
Sing it, baby.
Ain't got time for messing around.
Why not?
And it's not my style.
Hey.
This whole town can slow you down. People taking the easy way. But I know exactly where I'm going. Getting closer, closer every day. And I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Yeah, girl.
People down here think I'm crazy.
What you think?
But I don't care.
Come on.
Trials and tribulations.
How you doing?
I've had my share. There ain't nothing gonna stop me now.
That's right.
I'm almost there.
Hey! Let's go!
I remember Daddy told me fairy tales can come true. But you gotta make them happen.
Preach.
It all depends on you. So I work real hard each and every day. Now things for sure are going my way. Just doing what I do. Look how far I'm coming through. And I'm almost there. I'm almost there. People gonna come here from everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Oh yeah.
We gotta love ourselves.
We gotta love ourselves.
We all love you.
We love you. There's been trials and tribulations. You know I've had my share. But I've climbed a mountain and crossed a river. And I'm almost there.
Almost.
I'm almost there.
Let's go.
I'm almost
You remember the cool ending you used to do?
Yes.
I love that ending.
Yeah. That's a fun one to do, and we actually do that in our Leap in the Dark solo concert I sing while he conducts the orchestra.
I love conducting.
You love conducting
I
that
love
song.
conducting that song. I love conducting that song. It is so much fun singing that with the big jazz band, the big band. And you're up there singing that.
And the horns. I love when the horns go up.
Yeah.
Such a good song. Yeah. So I believe we've reached the end of our Fan Friday today.
Want to know if we can do any short Christmas thing?
Oh yes, for sure. Also, we need to sing Happy Birthday.
We got a birthday?
Yep. Right there. Steph.
Oh, Steph.
Steph's birthday's coming up on Monday.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
Boom. Hey.
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Steffi! Woo, 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 woo. Christmas song.
What we got?
Oh my god, my head's the one that I've been singing all week that you don't want to hear. Or I could sing no, I don't know the words to that. I like the what's that song? The Christmas song. Chestnuts.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna sing a Christmas song here that I love to sing.
It's called The Christmas Song,
I think it's
right?
called The Christmas Song.
The Christmas Song.
They really knew when they wrote the song that it was gonna be iconic.
The Christmas
They
Song.
knew that this would be the Christmas song of all the Christmas songs.
Not. We should write a Christmas song.
No, we need to
and they
write.
said, "Name the Lords. We shall write the Christmas song." We should call it. We're gonna call it the Christmas song from now on.
Oh, Steffi, happy birthday to your mom as well. She is celebrating with you up in heaven.
Yeah, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing it? Your
the
name?
Christmas song. Oh, we could go back and
For
forth
this
if
one.
it's in the same key. The right key. You want to start it off?
I've been sleeping all day. Can I sing?
know. Yes, I can sing it as well. You give it to me
Yeah, I
whenever
got
you
it.
want.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Yes.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose. The Yuletide carols being sung by choir and folks dressed up like Eskimos.
Ooh, yeah.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe. No, they help to make the season bright. All those tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. Why? Because they know that Santa's on his way.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's loaded lots of toys and lots of goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child that meets everyone is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92.
We're 102.
Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Let's dance. We can't move. But let's pretend we're dancing.
Okay.
No. Oh yeah, romance.
Dance break, dance
We
break.
did a turn. We ran up a staircase. There's snow. We took up into the skies. There are stars.
And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
and happy Hanukkah.
Hey.
Happy Hanukkah as well.
Merry Christmas, friends.
Merry Christmas,
And
everybody.
happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Hey.
So, oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. It's that time. I know. We reached the end of Fan Friday, everybody.
I feel like a cartoon character where I go like this.
Okay,
I go this. And the
tears go.
Sideways. Like
Wait,
this.
you do the face.
You be the tears on me?
Oh, okay.
No, sideways. Straight sideways,
Okay,
like
okay,
streams.
okay,
Ready?
Yeah.
Now I was terrified. There it is. You know why I look. You know
Oh
why.
my
You know
gosh.
why I looked terrified? It's because I had FOMO, so I was trying to peek. I went,
Yeah, you had your FOMO. Don't have FOMO.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes closed. Oh my goodness.
all right, my friends. We love you. Thank
We
you.
love you. We'll be here Fan Friday every Friday because
Because we love you. We're here for you.
we love you. We're here for you.
This is where we hang.
And now you can sing along with our Fan Friday theme song.
Hey.
Hey.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
It's
Let's have some fun now.
It's Friday.
It's
Friday. Woo. I won.
You did. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. We did it.
I feel like that guy from the commercial.
I don't always win riff-offs, but when I do, I win them mightily.
What commercial is that?
I don't.
The most interesting man in the world. You remember?
Oh yes.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I'm riding a dragon.
That's like those commercials. No.
No, I don't know them.
Well, they're great. All right.
Yeah, well you're
Well, they're
yeah,
great.
you won. You
All
won the
right.
Fan Friday.
No, I didn't win Fan Friday.
The riff off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come back.
Okay.
Come back next week. Try again.
If you have any jokes with Jacobs for Christmas, send them my way. We're gonna pick a few to read every 15-20 minutes now. We're gonna stop the clock. Say a joke.
Jokes with Jacobs.
Here we go. And then maybe we'll read your joke. Oh yeah. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week. Stay
Skadoozle.
safe. Stay safe.
Peace. Love. Hang loose.
Bye, everybody. Happy Fan Friday.
Lighters.